Welcome back to our new faculty orientation Google Drive exercises, and this one is the exercise for forms. First thing you're asked to do is to create a form. To create a form, you hit the New button down here to More, and then Google Forms. You see first off here a place to title your form, and you can give a form description if you need to. That can be helpful in many cases. And like we saw with sheets and slides, if I come here to the title or the name of the document and click, it pulls the name from the title that we gave it here. It gives you by default one question, and when you click on the question, you see that by default it's a multiple choice. I can hit the down arrow here and I can pick short answer, paragraph where they want to give more detail, multiple choice, and we'll only have the option to select one. Then you have checkboxes, and with checkboxes they can select more than one answer. And then you have a drop down where it's just a drop down list that they can choose from, and then a linear line, which just gives them a rating scale, or a multiple choice grid. And probably be easier to show you this than to try to explain it. So I'll go ahead and select multiple choice grid, and we'll call this, and we'll do items that we would have in like a classroom. These are the categories that we're going to rate. That's in your row. And then in the column, you would give them the rating scale. For example, poor, fair, and then good. And what this looks like when the student will see it, or the person filling out the form will see it, we can go up here to preview, and we see what this question would look like to the person taking it. When you're done looking at the preview, you can just close the tab to go back to the form. You also then can come here, we'll add another question, and you also have the option to request a date or a time field. If I select date, then I can distinguish how much of the date do I want to require by clicking here, include year. I could also include time, so that's also available here, or you have a separate field for time, so you could have both date and time in separate fields. You notice at the bottom of each question, when I'm here or on this question, you have the option of making it required or not required. You can also delete the question, or you can duplicate the question. Under the three dots, anytime in Google you see these three dots, there's more options. So I can click on that and it will show you options for this particular question. If I come up here to our multiple choice grid, I hit, you see different options here, including limit one response per column and shuffling the rows. This is handy if you're using this for a test. It can have different, it will look different for everyone, or they'll be shuffled around. You also have the option of doing what's called add a section. And when you click on add section, you see a new section header, and you can title this section. And this is useful if you are going to do questions that, based on the answer of one question, takes them to different questions. It allows you to create a logic trail where based on one answer they go to a different section. You also have the ability to anytime edit or move questions around, move the order of things. You'll notice here the little four-headed arrow. Just like in Microsoft products, when you see that four-headed arrow, that allows you to move things around and adjust size. And that works with answers within your question or your questions. You can move them around. You can also add images and video to your presentation. So here in section 2, we'll come down here, and I'm going to select the insert image. And again, you can take a snapshot using the camera on your computer. If you've got the web address for an image, your own images under your photos, Google Drive if you have images there, or you can choose an image from your computer. So I will go ahead and grab this one here called support, and that inserts this image called support. And now I can go ahead and we'll call this, and I'm going to go up here and I can change that picture or change the alignment. Then I can add a question now regarding this image. And I could say rate this picture. And since we're in a rating scale, we'll come over here and we'll change it to a linear scale. And label 1 would be poor, 5 would be, and then when I come to a preview, come up here to our preview, see the physical space, and because we have that on another section, we see the next button. So I can hit the next button, and then I have my picture, and I can rate the image. So this is a way that you can add questions related to an image. I'll go back to our form, and down below you can add a video. With a video, you can search YouTube, or if you have the link to a specific YouTube video, you can just copy and paste that link into here. And again, add questions to relate with that image or that video. Here's add-ons. We want to look at the color palette. This is what they're doing now for themes. And you can pick different colors, or if you come down here to this button, you'll click and it will take you to the themes. There are more themes now. You can look through, find one that is appropriate for your form. You can also upload your own photos. We'll go ahead and hit cancel. Under this Google Gear, this is your settings, and you'll click the settings and require sign-on. If you want only people from APU to be able to access this form, you can check this box. You can also turn on collect email address, and that will show you a column that will show the email address of the person who's filling out the form. If you turn off restrict to APU, then you cannot collect email addresses. So if you have to have email addresses, you want to turn on this first button. You can also limit the number of responses, and they can only respond once. You also have the ability to give the people who respond, the respondents, the ability to edit after they submit. And likewise, they can see the summary of responses if you check these boxes. When you have your form ready, one of the easy things is go here to preview. And here is the link that you want to share. You would give this link to people that you want to fill this out, or if you have it on a website, you would add this link. And we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to show you how to copy this link, and then we're going to go to an email and compose a new email. And you don't want to put this long link here in your email. It's very, just doesn't look good. So what you can do is type, you would put your text, whatever you want them to see, then you can highlight it and come down to the insert link, or it's Control K or Command K, and then you would paste in Control V or Command V, depending on if you're Windows or Mac. Hit OK, and now instead of seeing this big long link, they just see this nice looking click here to fill out the form. When they get the email, they'll be able to click on it and it will take them to your form. Lastly, looking at the responses. One of the changes that Google made in this latest version of Google Forms is you can click here and see the responses right here on this page. Or if you click this icon right here, it will create a Google spreadsheet that will allow you to look at the forms. The responses here kind of gives you an overview. It gives you some graphs. It's very nice looking. But for some people, using the sheets, the spreadsheet is the better option. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact training@apu.edu.